should treat it as the addiction that it is. Fortnite is a rampant, addictive force. It is amazing how it has exploded, and it crosses gender lines, it crosses age groups. There's a major league pitcher who is now on the DL because the carpal tunnel syndrome that he developed by playing Fortnite. This is costing the team money and wins. And my favorite team, the Houston Astros, they do when they win a game, the outfield does a Fortnite celebration. It is so childish. It's remarkable until you begin to understand how it's actually operating on their brains. And has all the elements that can make for a very addictive thing. And so if you're observing a 12-year-old, when a substance or an experience is removed from them, suddenly becoming, in your minds, explosive and irrational is what you said, then you're looking at an addiction. I've had several clients over the last few months with this exact same situation. One a 10-year-old, one a 19-year-old, right? So their brain is not liking what you are doing. Here's the best way to explain, understand how some addictions work in our brains, especially ones that are based on dopamine, like Fortnite is. It's this dopamine adrenaline rush thing. I've got right outside my window a nest in a tree with baby birds. And this one nest is adorable to watch. And so every evening we're going out and we're watching the mom and dad feed, and the little birdies chirp, 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 chirp when they stick their little heads out of the nest and they're feeding them right. And you can hear them. You can even hear them inside. Cheep, 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 whatever. And it's cute. It's cute if there's one. Now imagine 1,000 of those nests placed all around your windows, constantly chirping. So when we train our brain to accept a certain level of a neurotransmitter, a certain level of a chemical like dopamine especially, our brain gets this rush of dopamine, so it's got to create these little baby birds, these receptors that gobble it up. And it's kind of like, you remember watching playing Hungry Hippo, that little thing? That's kind of how they function. You can look at it under a microscope. And the body will produce a number of these baby birds in order to gobble up all the dopamine. But once the dopamine's all gathered up, the baby birds don't immediately go away. They're still there. And they're just doing what they do, which is hungry. They're hungry. And that's what it can feel like. I have, because of 7 surgeries, I've had a lot of painkillers and stuff. And those are some of the most deadly we're learning, because when you're getting off those, it can feel as if you're going to die. And that's what that baby bird syndrome does. And that's what's happening. Now, one of the things we've learned about getting off painkillers, for instance, is you can't just stop, boom, right away. And so if you are, because that just intensifies the baby bird effect. So if you are saying, that's enough, Fortnite, we're shutting it down right now, come in, and they're freaking out, that's understandable. I'm guessing what you're also, though, doing is saying, all right, 5 minutes, you got 5 minutes, whatever. Make it an understanding rather than a frustration that, I understand what this is doing to him and for him. And so I want to be respectful of that while also being firm in what I think is good for him and not. And say, look, every time you freak out, I'm going to give you 10 minutes, right, to turn it off, or I'm going to give you a budget for how much you're able to use it during the day. When that budget is up, if you don't stop yourself, then I'm going to stop the game. And if you freak out, that actually tells me you are not ready to play the game again, that I need to restrict it even more. And what you want to do is incur their own natural management skills of this thing. And if they are incapable of doing it, then take it away. Take it away. And that's okay for you to do. We feel like because of the intensity of their connection to it, that we can't take it away. But no, that's the reason why we should be willing to take it away if that's what it takes, and willing to undergo the fury that they have if that's what it takes. Don't get upset at the fury, get responsive to the fury. If the more fury that they demonstrate, first of all, investigate, okay, did I do this cold turkey way too soon? Did I do reactive in the way I'm stopping them? If you believe, no, you know what, I gave them plenty of time, we've talked about this, we've had calm conversations, we're trying to plan for it, and they're still freaking out, then okay, the fury is not something for me to get mad at. It's not something for me to react to. It's something for me to understand that, wow, this has a hold on his brain. It's not a fair fight. Software engineers are staying up all day and all night to try and figure out new ways to addict your son. That is what they do. That is their job. They're paid extremely well for it, and they're going to keep doing it. And somebody right now is trying to figure out, a million companies right now are trying to figure out what the next Fortnite is. It's not a fair fight. So be understanding with that. And also recognize the more, and let them know, look, the more you freak out, the less you get to play. The reason why is because I love you. That's why. Now, here's another intervention. It's one of the things that makes Fortnite so addictive is they are talking with other people. And that is connection that maybe they're not experiencing in the real world and they're experiencing virtually. It is a wonderful part of the human experience is connecting with people in a common task, and that's what they're doing. Now, one of the dangers is it's not occurring in real world time. It's not occurring face to face, and that needs to increase. That's something that is rapidly decreasing in our lives, and it needs to increase. So they just said, they had a 11-year-old, and they said, you are only allowed to play Fortnite this amount of time during the week, and only one of those days are you allowed to play it by yourself. Like, I'm not playing by myself. I'm playing with all these guys. I'm talking, no, actually in the room. And so you can invite a friend over, and you both can put on headsets and talk to everybody else, but you're also going to be sitting next to this person in real presence. And what they've seen that do is it's actually decreased their playing time, because there is something great and wonderful about being next to somebody, right? And then they figure out something else to do while they're over. Or you can say, hey guys, we got a meal coming up. We got food served at this. I'm making Totinos or something. It's just make your house a place of presence, not a place of absence. So invite friends over to do it side by side.